Yet I don't really feel like I need it either. But I tried it because my brother-in-law had one.
I was over at a friend's house and we were drinking and just blowing off steam for the week, and we ended up screaming at random strangers, letting them know that we traffic children and all that fun shit.
Yeah, the classic stuff.
Yeah,
You
child
can be ready,
trafficking.
but Marcus isn't even in roll 20 yet, so.
Hey, I am in roll
Everyone-
20. I'm just not in the game.
Everybody's readying, and I'm like, there's not 5 names at the bottom yet.
That's close enough.
Hey, there's more die.
Okay, so when we last left our heroes, you guys had made your way back to the city of Walden after spending some time away. You decided to hit up the red light district for a place to rest because it was closer than Broken Spirits. And you found out the Dark Wizard had taken over the Huntsman's Guild and had pretty much ousted them from their headquarters. You then decided to help them out. Just spit on my mic. Thorin allowed you to assist them, and then you assisted General Hisrin in assaulting the lobby and taking care of the 4 different hydras that were there, with relative ease. It didn't seem too difficult for you guys. And then you went upstairs, found Jesse once again, member of the Faceless Ones, former member of the Vipers gang that a couple of you were original members of. And she asked you guys to help them out by they can't turn against him, they can't raise a hand against him, but they can just not stop you, and you can go in and defeat him, and then the Assassins Guild or Faceless Ones, would be under new leadership, and they probably could help you with whatever it is you're working on. You guys agreed, went in to fight the Dark Wizard. He then was like, hey, we could team up, and you guys were like, no, and attacked him. Through some unfortunate series of events, he defeated you guys. Trevok perished. Dravok was sent to a different realm. You guys have no idea where.
He mopped the floor with us.
Mordai was petrified indefinitely until he can be fixed. Rog was knocked unconscious, but managed to not bleed out on the floor. Arendia woke up. He had a heroic saving of himself with a natural 20 on a death save and came back with 1 HP, but then decided to lay there and play dead. And after that, the Dark Wizard killed Trevok and then decided to leave. And as he was leaving, you guys could hear the screams of the Faceless Ones out in the hallway as they were massacred. And that's kind of where we left off. Rog and Arendia both very hurt, standing in the middle of this room. Not sure what to do next.
Well, see you, Trevok. We'll be back, Mordai. Let's go over India. No. Well, I imagine that was gonna go better in my head. To say the least.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of submission. But we refused him, and we're alive. So we can still try and stop him, I suppose.
Well, we now owe it to 4 people instead of just 1.
Our debt only grows.
All the Faceless Ones died, right?
Oh, you don't know?
I'll leave the room.
Okay. You guys head out into the hallway, and it's pretty grisly. It looks like most of the masks that they were wearing had crumpled like aluminum cans and had just crushed their skulls. Um, and so there's blood and gore just everywhere from whatever spell he used to deal with those who he felt betrayed him. There are a couple of still moving. Um, one of the guys is sitting there on his knees. It looks like he had raised his mask up to maybe take a drink or something, and the mask had just crumpled the top of his head and basically cut the top of his head off. Um, and so he's just kind of on his knees, just kind of twitching there. Still technically alive. Um, and you see off to the side, you can see Jesse, still technically alive. Looks like she was tried to rip the mask off before it crushed her skull, and it only managed to destroy half of her head. Um, she is still conscious, and you can see that there's tears running down her face from her one good side of her face as her damaged face blinks at you with that one eye.
I would run to her. And pull out a greater healing potion.
Well,
And
he does that. Can I try to see if the wizard left any tracks or anything?
Yeah, there's definitely tracks through the blood.
Okay, I'm gonna follow them, but not leave the room quite yet.
And I will, if she doesn't like reach for it or go to take it, I will like try and pour it in her the half of her mouth. If she's not like with it enough to take it herself, I'll try and administer it to her.
Okay. Yeah, you manage to pour it in her mouth, and you can see like the wounds begin to close and stuff, but it still doesn't look great. She might need a little bit more than what you have to offer to keep her alive, but it seems like it may have staved off the immediate threat of death.
All right, I'll hit her with another one.
Okay.
And then I will like try to hoist her up on like to get her out of there, like on my shoulder kind of thing.
Okay.
Like a pro wrestling thing where they help take a person up to the back from the ring.
Yeah, Rog,
A fireman's carry.
the tracks lead to the elevator.
Okay. I will not go down the elevator, but I'll wait.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you feed her the second healing potion, and more of the wounds like close up, but like it's weird because it's not regenerating her head. That's a whole different kind of magic. It's basically just closing the wounds, but she's not dead yet.
I will telepathically to her because I'm sure she can't talk because she's traumatized. So I'll telepathically to her say, "So sorry this happened to you. We failed. Let's go. Let's try and get you help."
Okay.
And I will head back towards Rog.
Okay. Yeah, the elevator's not at the top right now.
I would have called it
Okay.
if it wasn't.
Classic wizard
yeah.
needs the elevator.
We exhausted it pretty good, so
That is true.
true.
It was a tough fight, even though, yeah.
Yeah, the
He may
elevator
have kicked her ass. But we gave him a run for his money.
The elevator comes back up with no one on it.
I don't think we should look for him at the moment, more than knowing generally where he's gone.
No, we've got other things to deal with. We need to get someone up here to help us get Mordai to someone who can fix him. And I know Dravok perished, but the hell happened to Dravok?
I have no idea.
I know.
I don't think I've seen that kind of magic before.
I don't believe I have either.
Corin might know someone. think we should go find him as quick as possible and do what we can.
Yeah, try and help the wounded up here and get Jesse some help and Mordai. So I think Mordai's our number one priority right now, and getting Jesse help is also not a bad idea.
So you
I'll
guys
hit
take the
that
elevator
button
down.
for number 1. Yeah.
Okay.
First floor
Hey.
where we came in.
You head back down to the lobby, and when you get down there, you look out and you can see General Histrin and a bunch of the huntsmen have kind of set up as if they're expecting something to come out of the elevator, and then they see it's you and they're like, "What happened?"
We failed. We need healers. The strongest ones you have.
Of course, this way.
I'll follow.
And they head back out to the line, and there is a couple of tents that have the Red Cross on them.
I'll look at Rog as we're walking, and I'll say we might have to vouch for Jesse here, but I'm willing to do so.
That makes one of us. Yeah, I think we
Rog ever the gentleman.
Listen, she's not a good person. I think we might need yes. It'll take some convincing, I think. But I think it must be done.
At least don't want her executed. In my opinion.
I don't think we'll have a problem with that.
She might be a benefit to us at some point now.
Okay. Yeah, you get to the tents and you head inside, and a couple of the healer types look over you and they see who you bring in, and they're like, "Jesus, what happened?"
We don't entirely know.
It didn't exactly go our way.
Like, quick, lay her down and put her on the table. They're like, "Oh man, well, I mean, we can heal the wounds, but she's missing parts that we can't put back without much more powerful magic."
Is there no one with such magic?
Not amongst our ranks. In the city, maybe in the upper city. That's about it.
Is Jesse human?
Yes.
Can you think of anyone specifically that where we might want to look up in the upper city?
You could check the Temple of the Dawn Father.
Would they also be able to cure someone of petrification?
Most likely, yeah.
Is
That's a little easier to do. It's still beyond my purview, but
Could they bring back a lost ally? A dead ally?
a dead. Yes.
Well, I guess now we're back to the same question of how did we get to the upper city?
We fly.
So no one that you know of in the lower city here can reverse petrification?
Not that I personally know. Maybe Rourke might know someone, but he's the only one I can think of. He's kind of the know-it-all. He knows everyone down here.
We have an ally who is petrified in the council chambers above, as well as
Okay. Do you need someone to go get him, bring him down?
would we have been able to carry him
Probably not. Your strengths are pretty low.
Right.
Would
That's
he fit with a bag of holding open wide enough to push his body in?
Yes, but that's also dangerous because if you break off parts of him, he comes back without parts of him.
Please don't break me.
That, and if he rips a hole in it, that's ugly too.
Do we have?
And if he just so happens to have a bag of holding on him, have fun in the astral sea.
Do we have some bubble wrap, perhaps? We also have a fallen. We lost multiple party comrades to the wizard. We'll try to head back up and if you could help us retrieve the petrified tiefling, there is a dwarf up there who we would like to recover once we are a little bit healthier.
Well, petrification is a tricky one. It might be better to leave him up there unless you needed to take him somewhere. It'd be better to bring the healer to him rather than attempt to move him and potentially break. Because if pieces are broken off, if you unpetrify him, they do not come back on.
Rog, what do you think?
You just need a bit of glue.
Well, it sounds like we need to bring a healer here.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, so we leave him. Is she going? Is she stable? Will she live in her current condition?
She will live. Unsure how long. If she has a strong mind, then it will be able to fight through this, but
I have a feeling she's been through quite a bit.
we will do what we can to make her comfortable until perhaps you bring someone back with stronger healing magic.
Well, Rog, let's do our favorite thing to do and call up our friend Benjamin.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Again. Every 4 days. Bring, bring, bring,
Every
bring.
4 days.
Hey, Benjamin. We're really fucked
Someone's
up.
dead again.
We're really fucked up again. All right. So Mordai, we will leave our petrified ally up in the council chambers. Please be careful of him, I suppose.
Yes, we will. The council chamber will likely be one of the last things we try to repair,
and
as it is unimportant.
Yeah, Rog, what do you think? We go up and get Kravok and his things once we get, maybe healed up a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Well, we have to at least go get his things.
Ever the pragmatist, huh?
I have a feeling we've left many things behind in the past. Somehow, they always seem to find their way back to us. It's almost as if someone's looking over us.
Can you use that sending spell?
Yeah, who would you like to, can I right now, actually? I can.
Should we send for Benjamin or pray to him? I don't know I can't remember. He doesn't respond to our prayers like sending, right?
Not usually, no.
No.
We could try praying to Benjamin, or
I can send to him and tell him that
we fucked up.
we've taken many losses, confronting the Dark Wizard,
Who seemingly had a connection to the Lich, right? The Lich King?
He
did
wants him
not.
dead.
He was didn't want to try to take on the king because of the Lich King.
Oh,
He thought the
Right.
Lich King was too powerful for him to handle by himself.
gotcha. Mm. Well, there goes that angle. Yeah, I mean, if going to the upper city is going to take a while, I'm more concerned about reviving Treyarch at the moment.
Oh.
Mordai's turned to stone. He'll be stone tomorrow. He'll be stone in 10 years. We can come back. I would like to do that as soon as possible too, but
So you would like to try and bring back our new dwarf friend.
he died because of me. Of course, I would want to bring him back. I just don't know anyone who can. Maybe Benjamin could help.
All right. I will sending a spell to Benjamin. What time of day is it?
It's fairly early, I think, because like you guys woke up and then you came here, so like 10 in the morning, probably.
Great. Um. Archangel Benjamin. I'm mapping out in my head. Uh. All right. I'll say Archangel Benjamin. We were confronted with the Dark Wizard, who was tampering with Chaos Crystals and have taken many losses. I think that's close to 25.
Yeah, you got 5 more if you want to use them.
Oh, it's only 20?
Yep.
Please help or advise.
The response come well. Hold on. What is sending? What does the spell say?
5% chance to fail if they are not on the same plane.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d100, please. If you roll lower than a 5,
That would be tragic. Wow.
should have done it the other way around. Okay. Yeah, the sending takes a little bit to get there, and but it comes back. And he's like, I'm not really there at the moment. I can be there in a few days.
um, um, I'll send another one.
Okay.
And I'll say, do you have any advice on reviving a deceased friend or companion? I gotta roll a d100 again.
Yep. You're good. Uh, well, it depends. It depends on how long they've been dead. And usually requires materials of monetary value to revive someone.
All right. Well, I'll tell Rog that he said he can be here in a few days, and he said that reviving fallen friends takes valuable materials, but he did not specify or say that whether or not he could do it. But I'm out of the ability to speak across these distances.
Painfully drained.
Or today.
So it seems like we're just screwed then.
He did say that reviving the fallen changed depending on how long they had been deceased. So perhaps if it is not immediate, we still may have the ability to bring him back.
Well, in either case, we need a skilled healer. So sounds like we'd have to go to the upper city for that, right? Based on what people here told us.
That's what it sounds like. I mean, we could go and talk to Rourke, and I know that he had said that speaking to Rourke would kind of be about the petrification, but maybe he'll have some advice for this as well. Shall
Worth a
we?
shot.
Yeah. Shall we take the
It's the only lead we had right now. So
stroll to Broken Spirits?
yeah,
Ye old walk of shame.
a little bit.
I would ask for some healing for us as well in one of these medical tents.
Okay.
I mean, I think I'm at 1 HP.
You're fine.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. You take the almost all day long trip back to Broken Spirits from the Huntsman's Guild.
Aptly named.
And you kind of once you see it, you're just like, well, home away from home, I guess. Takes you about 8 hours to get there from where you're at.
No sense putting it off, and I'll just go in.
Okay. Yeah, as you walk inside, you can see Rourke standing there behind the counter. Just looks like he's drying off some mugs, and you see Remy at the table with a couple of his followers, and then Rourke's extra security.
Do any of them
Hello.
say anything to us?
Remy notices you, but he like acknowledges you with like a little salute and goes back to talking to the other two. Unless you want to approach him.
Ow.
I would go sit at the bar, I guess, in front of Rourke.
Okay. And he's like, "You're a little light today."
We've
Yeah.
recently taken a lot of losses.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
We had to leave one of our companions behind, petrified, and one just disappeared. The other was blasted to death by a dark wizard that won't seem to leave us alone.
Which one was petrified? Was it the little kobold guy, or the tiefling, or the taller kind of silent fella?
Well, we lost the kobold a few weeks back, as well as the tall, quiet man.
So what, you've lost companions, gained companions, and then lost some since you last was here?
It's been a while, Rourke.
It's been a couple weeks,
Yes,
man.
yeah, it sounds like you've had a rough go. He's like, it's seems like you need one of these, and he just pulls a shot glass out and pulls a bottle of clear liquid, and he's like, it's not gonna taste very good, but it'll get you fucked up real quick.
I slam it down.
It's basically Everclear.
Yeah,
Sick.
that stuff's
I totally know what that is for a
great.
frame of reference. I
The,
know
rubbing
super
alcohol.
alcoholic. Yeah. Lovely.
I think I would rather drink rubbing alcohol, honestly.
You'd act less irrationally afterwards, probably. Um, the so as we're taking the shot, I'll say, someone told us that you might know somebody that might be able to help with the petrification, but I highly doubt you know anyone that can bring someone back from the dead.
Well, surprisingly enough, it's actually easier to bring someone back from the dead than to unpetrify them. But yeah, hey Remy, wasn't there that there one guy you said you found in that warehouse that you kind of cleaned up and asked him to join your cause? And Remy's like, yeah. What about him? Well, it looks like these fellas here need someone to unpetrify someone and maybe revive one of their friends. He's like, all right, I'll send one of my guys to get him. And one of the guys just gets up and takes off out the door.
I would probably go sit with Remy at that point.
Okay.
I don't know if Rog would follow, but
Sure. Yeah, I'll follow.
He pours you another shot.
I slam it down.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't shy away from it before, so
Okay.
in the darkest of moments, I'm probably not going to be like, let's make wiser decisions.
2 shots of Everclear, good God, no thanks.
So Remy's just kind of sitting there. He's like, couldn't help it over here. Sounds like you guys have had a rough couple of weeks.
We've oh, I'll let Rog say anything he would like, if he's got anything he'd like to say.
I'm just gonna drink whatever people put in front of me
All right. All right.
and not do a whole lot of talking tonight.
All right. Then I will say we've lost companions that you guys haven't even met yet.
Yeah, that's the nature of war, isn't it?
Fucking new to me. I've seen a lot of death, but I don't think I've ever felt this much personal loss.
Yeah, I know how you feel. I lost my best friends when we went to Vilgan.
Oh, Vilken.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
Well, it's a much better place than when we got there. Or me and the other High Inquisitors. Not when you guys got there.
No, it all seemed to go to shit after we got there.
We have a
Yep.
tendency to do that, don't we?
Seems like this whole country's gone to shit wherever you guys go.
Maybe we're the problem.
Are we the baddies?
Are we the bad?
No, I don't think you're the bad guys. I think you guys have a touch of destiny about you, though.
I can't decide if the destruction follows us where we go, or if we only are interested in going towards destruction.
I'll be honest. I think it follows you guys. I don't think you're the cause of it.
Well, you might want to stand clear then.
Oh, I've already got my fair share. I used to be alive, remember?
Now you're unalive again.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
Reborn.
Same thing.
I'll pull like my cloak down to reveal like the stab wound, and I'll go, yeah, I'm pretty close there myself.
He sees it and he's like, "Geez, you guys have had a rough couple weeks."
Yeah, the Resenvians don't forget things.
You know, I've heard that. Never had any dealings with the Drow before, but they are definitely not the type to forgive and forget.
Well, any movement from your end while we were away?
Yeah, we've been busy because your wizard friend was busy. I had to employ my forces to help protect the Craftsmen's Guild. The Thieves Guild was able to hold out pretty strongly because their base of operations is pretty protected. The Faceless Ones couldn't get inside, um, but they are kind of just like holed up there. The Craftsmen took the biggest hit, besides the Huntsmen losing their headquarters. But
the
they didn't take very many casualties in losing that.
You mentioned the Faceless Ones. I believe, as far as we can tell, that he eliminated all of his flock that wasn't what was the word? No, not nulls.
Thralls.
Thralls. He eliminated essentially his whole force that wasn't thralls. They let us gain it. The ones who were still operating under their own mind let us have access to him in the Huntsman's Guild. We still failed, but it seems like he massacred all of them that weren't thralls after he left us alive, or he didn't know we were alive. But
Hmm. Well, disconcerting news. So at this point, where the door opens back up, and you see Remy's soldier that he sent to go retrieve someone come through, and you see a somewhat slight, fully clothed humanoid, face covered. And Zach, would you like to introduce your new character?
Yeah, he's just shy of 6 feet tall, but like Ben said, his face is covered. He's got a chainmail shirt on. He has a book on one hip and a mace connected to the other. There's a pendant of the Dawnfather around his neck, and he'll slowly approach the table and say, "Good evening. I am Lazarus. I have been sent to help you."
Remy's like, "This is Lazarus. He's been touched by the divine, um, but he also is like me. We found him here in the city before we got here. So we don't know where he came from, but he's reborn like me. So he was part of the Lich King's army and then wasn't at one point. So I haven't really pressed him for it, but yeah, he's got some divine magic. He might be able to help you with your fallen friend or your petrified friend.
Oh, hello, Lazarus.
He'll nod.
We
Can you state your name, your major, and something interesting about yourself?
we as Remy said, we have a companion who recently was petrified in an encounter we had with a powerful enemy. We also lost a companion, but
And we literally lost another one. We don't know where he went.
out of character, I was assuming fucking Trevok's not coming back to life, considering we just got a new Zack character. But in character,
I mean, he could, but he'd probably be more interested in finding his brother than helping you guys.
Yeah. And honestly, he deserves that.
we ripped you away from the only life you've ever known, and then immediately got both of you murdered.
Well, one of them murdered. The other one is
Somewhere.
mark?
Yeah,
Maybe he's on the plane of like bliss and peace.
Out there, right?
waiting for us.
He just needs to gain 2 more levels and he'll have plane shift and he can come back.
Easy peasy.
Or he's just got to find somebody who has the banishment spell to send him back to his home plane.
It's gonna happen. He's gonna
There's ways
show
for
up.
him to get back.
He's gonna show up when we're fighting like the BBEG. Like,
How do you know that the Dark Wizard wasn't the BBEG? Yeah, there's still a demon lord running around somewhere. Marcus, you're still kind of quiet. I don't know if like
That's
you got
probably
some.
because I'm really far away from my mic.
Gotcha. I just wasn't sure if like you had like your like a noise gate on or something, or your Windows messed with your settings.
he's he doesn't have a character.
He does. He's just petrified. He's fine.
So what if we just like didn't bother to cure him?
Then I'd roll another character, you jerks.
Like, did we really like Mordai in the party, guys?
Ouch!
With
I'm
his output of
kidding.
damage, yeah, I enjoyed him.
You know,
You only like me for my bow. Ugh.
I mean,
Yeah.
What would happen?
He died. He literally died and talked to the Raven Queen for you. If you guys were just like, we don't like this guy, that's just kind of
Fuck this
mean.
guy.
How long can someone who's been petrified wait before they're unpetrified?
Yes.
I think it
Forever.
might depend on how good of a condition their body's kept in.
Gotcha.
Literally, if there's no damage to the stone, forever.
Huh.
They could come back in like 3,000 years and be unpetrified and be fine
And be this
and not age a day. Yeah.
time travel, baby. We figured it out, but it only goes forward.
It only goes forward and really, really sucks for the person that has to go there.
They're not conscious the whole time.
I was gonna say,
right?
what's the cognitive experience for someone who's petrified?
I don't think they have any brain function because it's all stone. They've been turned to stone.
Gotcha. Okay,
I mean, if
Pretty
you
sure I
did,
wake
you would
up
go insane.
that's
Thinking
what I
I'm
thought.
still fighting the wizard.
Yeah, he'd wake up all slackjaw gigabrain because he's been freaking feeble-minded.
Yes, that's yes. We'll get to that. I have plans for that.
Okay,
Well, I guess it depends on how Greater Restoration works.
that's
Well, the Greater Restoration will heal the petrified, but then they'll have to do it again to get rid of the
Okay,
feeble.
that was what I wasn't sure about. Does it hit all the ailments or just one at a time? If it's one at a time, that's going to be fun. I'm excited.
One at a time.
Sweet.
So, do you You can help. You can unpetrify someone.
Yes, that should be easy enough for me. And you said you had a dead companion as well. I should be able to raise him as well.
can
Unless
do
you
everything.
wish for him to remain rested.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not, indeed.
Is there a time limit? Because we know a certain kobold who's. I'm kidding.
With what I can do, 10 days.
it's
It's been more than 10
Currently.
days, I think.
It's been a while for Squib and Sizan.
Yeah.
You're looking at like true resurrection levels of reviving them, or maybe
No, there's regular
Maybe-
resurrection.
maybe reincarnation. That might work. I don't know if that has a time limit. But then they might not come back as the same race.
well, we're about a day's walk from where our companions are, or about 8 hours walk. They're on the other side of the lower city here. I'd be interested to speak with you about your whole experience becoming reborn, if we get the chance.
I can share what I know.
What race is Lazarus?
You can't tell.
You got a
He's
mask on?
He's very much he's got like
Full body covered.
yeah, like bindings covering his face, and he's got his hood pulled up. You can probably, with what little skin you can see, he's got pale-ish skin and blue eyes.
Blue Eyes White Dragon. This is him.
this
This is Pegasus.
is he.
I mean, this is Seto Kaiba. Pegasus didn't use the blue eyes.
Oh right, it's been a while since I've seen an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh. And even
Yu-Gi-Oh!
then,
Yeah, there's the resurrection spell, which is you can revive somebody who's been dead no more than a century.
Well, Rog, I think that we need rest. Perhaps we travel back to the Huntsman's tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I'll take another shot of this fine liquid
Same.
before doing so. However, how about
Well,
you?
Arendia, your third shot in, you're pretty buzzing.
Mhm.
Because your alcohol tolerance is relatively
50.
low, right?
Me?
Wait, what?
15.
15? Oh, never mind.
I mean, 3 shots of Everclear is still pretty gnarly.
Yeah,
On an
but
empty stomach, no less.
Rog's is like 18, right, or something?
19.
19, yeah.
Rog can drink with the best dwarves.
Yeah.
He just doesn't.
Mhm.
Not unless he's really fucked up.
Mentally.
Yeah. He drinks to forget. He doesn't drink to have fun.
And isn't that a lesson for life? The
I didn't realize. Anyway. That's funny.
all right, so another shot. Yeah, this is the third.
Yep.
All right, are we at the bar, you and I, Rog?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm swaying, I would think, at 3 shots.
You're feeling pretty good, yeah?
I'll just kind of wallow in my misery for a little while until I see other movement from my companion.
Yeah, I'll drink until I am irresponsibly out of my mind. And then I guess I would go to bed.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oof.
You get about halfway up the stairs before you vomit.
That's all right. Someone else will clean it up.
You stagger the rest of your way up to your bed.
I would go shot for shot with Rog, but I assume I'm gonna pass out on the bar first.
You pass out on the bar before he does, yeah?
Yeah, so I'm out on the bar for sure.
Rug, you make it up to bed and you just kind of like fall into it. Not feeling great.
Ain't
But-
that the truth?
You guys do get a long rest in. Cure some of that exhaustion you got coming into town.
Now I only have one level.
Your permanent one level.
Permanent one level.
You
I was at 2.
How do we get rid of that for you again?
I can't.
Oh. Yikes.
you can.
Oh.
You just don't know how.
Oh. I can't. I just don't know how.
You need some 9th level magic for that shit. Probably.
You sure do.
Wish.
Yep.
I wish to no longer be exhausted. Please and thank you.
The thing I continually forget to RP or pay any attention to in this is that not only am I permanently exhausted, I'm in agonizing pain all the time.
Yeah. There you go.
I've been ignoring that fact of my ailment.
And here I am just perfectly fine, pretty much.
Rog wakes up. You are still spinning from the night before. You're like, whew. Definitely hungover.
Worth it.
Arendia, you wake up in a bed.
I'm confused.
You're like, wait, I remember drinking.
Do I feel if I have a bruise on my forehead?
No, you don't have a bruise on your forehead. Not that you would feel it anyway, because you're in perpetual pain from the poison that is in your blood.
The new slight pain doesn't outweigh the old.
The chronic
searing
pain? Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Am I in a room alone?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're in one of the rooms here at the inn.
Do I see any of my belongings that I am not expecting? Never mind. That's a dumb question.
Has he been robbed?
No, he's not. You
No,
see a
not
pitcher of water on the desk or the stand next to you.
I will have some water.
This isn't the pirate campaign. We don't get robbed.
I got robbed.
He already got robbed. I'm not doing the same shtick from 300 episodes ago.
Yeah, that was a whole ordeal. That's what led to Harold murdering a child.
I mean, stealing from the players is a good way to get them to go anywhere you want.
And I got arrested.
Stealing from the players is a good way to get them to not do what you want.
Well, and we already were doing plenty of not what Ben expected us to do, so...
That's a constant, I think.
Oh, you have no idea. You should have seen the first year of this campaign.
I bet it was utter insanity.
It was...
It was.
Yeah. Rudderless ship would be an understatement.
The rudderless ship with holes in it.
Alright, well, I'll have some water.
Okay.
And I will go down to the bar.
Okay.
Me too.
Works like, well, good morning, sunshine.
How'd I get upstairs?
I carried your ass up there.
Yeah, I thought as much. Thanks.
Luckily, you're a lightweight, skinny dude.
I'm pretty wiry.
Yeah. Carrying you up there was easier than cleaning up his mess on the stairs.
Sorry about that.
Who made a mess?
Oh god, mopping stairs. That just, no, thank you.
Oh, Rog had a little bit of an accident on the way up to his room.
Our long days continue.
Yeah.
And Lazarus, you're just kind of sitting there at the table with Remy and the rest of the Reborn. Since I don't even think you need to sleep.
No, but I do need to spend 4 hours just sitting there doing nothing. To which I am conscious the entire time.
Almost,
That sounds like
almost
fucking
like
agony.
trance.
Kind of, but I'm just sitting there motionless the entire time, completely conscious. And I'm just like that. That would be agonizing torture right there.
Alone with your own thoughts.
That's terrifying.
All right. Well, I would ask if Rourke has any bread.
He's like, sure. He pulls one out from the night before and sets it on, and it kind of clunks when it hits the table.
Is there anywhere else we might get breakfast?
Around here? Jeez. I don't think there's any place that's really open.
All right. Well, Rog, I think we should go get our new friend and try and save our old friend.
Nah.
All
Let's
right.
leave the city.
Let's fucking go.
No.
Let's get a cottage on the east bank
Let's
of the
rent a
Vilger,
boat.
on the east bank or the west bank of the Vilgan River. Get a cottage.
You want to stay in the country that's about to be overrun by demons.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's get a boat. I've heard some things about some pirates.
Maybe they won't get to us if we're just tucked away in the southern forbidden forest, minding our own business.
Yeah, because demons will overlook you if you're just minding your own P's and Q's, right?
Well, I mean,
No.
Good point.
I mean, if they overrun the Boergenth, I don't think that's going to stop them from expanding into the neighboring countries.
No, but you could hide further away. Anyway. No living in a cottage on the sea to live out the rest of your days. Abandoning your child and
Ben's like,
not even wife, but
Ben's like,
significant other to
Ben's like, I got
certain death.
8 pages of more story written. You're not fucking doing that.
You absolutely can if you want to.
Let's.
You don't want to join up with the Reaper crew. They don't have a very good track record. Of keeping ships.
I mean, well, they also don't have a. I mean, Zach, it's just you. You don't have a good track record at all.
I mean, you're not wrong.
We're on character number 5.
Across the 2 campaigns, or is that
across the 2 campaigns?
Okay, all right, okay. I thought you were gonna say he's on character 3 here and on character 5 in the Reaper crew.
No, it's 3 and 3.
Yeah, you're right. It is 3 and 3.
Squib, Trevok, and then there was Squawky and
Zix.
Who
Zix died in 2 hours.
It was bad. That was bad.
All right, let's go save Mordai so he can talk.
Yeah.
So it's not another 2-hour session where Marcus is like,
He's
I
just
guess
watching you
I'm
guys
just
play D&D."
watching.
Yeah, you spend a good part of today going back to the Huntsman's Guild, and they have already begun repairing. There's no sign of the Dark Wizard. They didn't see him. They don't know where he went. The Faceless Ones are no longer in the building. They seem to have abandoned it.
So we can, the Faceless Ones have. Or the
Yes.
Huntsmans as well?
No, the huntsmen, they're beginning to repair all the
Okay.
damage that was done.
Gotcha. Um, has all the like perimeter out around it been broken down, or they are breaking down all of the tents and everything, or stuff like that, or?
No, the tents and stuff are still there. I mean, they don't really need to be surrounding the building anymore, but it's not ready to move back in.
Gotcha. Do we see Corin?
Yeah, probably.
I'll ask Rog if he thinks that we should go talk to Corin, or if we should just try and go back in the building and head upstairs.
I think it might be wise to speak to him before we just brazenly enter in like we own the place. He might already be inside as well.
Let's try to find him.
Let's ask one of the huntsmen nearby.
Yeah, he's inside, but just in the lobby.
Thank you, kind sir. Is Lazarus with us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, Lazarus decided to stay behind. Figure you guys can just tote him back to me. Yeah.
Better use the levitate spell.
Tensor floating disc, maybe? That's a fun spell.
But yeah, you go into the lobby and you see Corin's kind of just like directing huntsmen to different places, and they're fixing like floorboards and straightening a bunch of the damage that was done to the lobby. He's kind of like acting like the foreman.
Hello, Corin.
He's like, "Oh, hello, friends."
We have someone here who could maybe help free our friend from Stone.
Yeah, the medics told me about that.
Do you mind if we head on up?
Sure. I don't think the elevator's being used right now. We've been using it to haul stuff, well, mostly bodies down from upstairs.
Did you leave a dwarf body up there?
I'm not sure. Let me go find out. And he heads off for a second. And he comes back and he's like, "No,
They've cremated him.
your
I
dwarf
was
friend is
thinking that.
he's with the rest of the fallen in a tent outside."
I think we should go tend to him first.
He's not going anywhere. The friend upstairs should be fine to deal with now.
Up to you. You're the one with special abilities, so.
Did
Alright.
I'll ask Corin. Were there any did any other survivors from the faceless ones? We brought one down with us who we were trying to save. The others looked pretty irredeemable.
No other survivors.
Yeah, that's what we were worried about. He really did a number on them on his way out, it sounded like.
It's kind of fucked up if you think about it.
Yeah, that wasn't us. They let us through. They let us at him. We failed, and he punished them for it. Well, let's head up, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you get to the elevator and head up to the top floor. There's huntsmen scrubbing the floor, cleaning up all the blood that's everywhere as you walk past. Get back into the council chamber. Relatively untouched compared to the rest of the building, even with the ruckus you guys caused in there. And Mordai, standing there, petrified.
Well, Lazarus, that is our companion there.
Yeah, Lazarus will walk up to Mordecai, reach into a little pouch on his side, pull out a bit of dust, start sprinkling it over him, and saying a prayer, casting greater restoration on him.
And so he sprinkles the diamond dust on him and places his hands, and the yellow light just kind of goes out from his hands, flows around Mordai's body until the stone just fades away, and Mordai is just comes out of his sleep, so to speak.
Welcome back.
Stumble and collapse to the ground, breathing heavily.
You were like pretty damaged, right?
No, not really.
Oh,
No, but I think he is, what is it, befuddled or something?
He's feeble-minded.
Feeble.
oh no! I
He's-
forgot about
he's
Feeble
He's
Mind.
a bit of a.
Yeah.
I forgot about Feeble Mind. Fuck, that's another thing. Because he can't talk, right?
I look up at you with feral instinct in my eyes.
I don't think I've ever. I wouldn't know that he's feeble-minded specifically, would I?
Nope.
Yes, neither would I, right?
Nope.
Alright.
Mordai.
Well, I would go to help him up. He's fallen, correct?
Yeah, he
More
said he
or
fell
less.
down.
Can we do a contested animal handling against my insight? And if they fail, I will misinterpret their intentions.
Sure.
Oh no.
Animal handling check, Orendia.
Oh God!
No.
Well, you misinterpret their
I will teleport back 10 feet to my feet and loose an arrow at.
Okay.
I'm not gonna use sharpshooter, but
But you know that you were fighting alongside us before you became petrified.
I do know you're a friend, but I don't know what you're trying to do to me.
20 to hit.
So 20 to hit for 11 damage.
Is this at me?
Yeah, yes. You're the one that went to help him, and the one who failed the animal handling check.
I mean, I'll shield instinctively, but it's still gonna hit me. How much damage?
Yeah, 11.
Are you sure that one was your friend?
I'll hunker down and snarl and bare my fangs and
Mordai?
take a moment to get my bearings.
Mordai, what's going on, buddy?
You know your name, so they are saying your name out loud. So you're like, I
After
know
a
these
few
people.
moments, I catch my breath, sort of relax, and then put my bow away.
What's wrong with him, Lazarus? Why
Can I
can't
do
you talk?
Can I do a medicine check on him?
Sure. No
15?
idea.
Yeah, no. Lazarus just shrugs and goes,
You've never met
wasn't-
him before.
yeah.
You're like, he's mute. I don't know.
I mean, he was never talkative, but he could talk.
He's never fired arrows at us intentionally.
Is this normal from that spell?
No, not that I know of.
I will say, I wouldn't know anything, right? Can I do an Arcana check to see if something is magically wrong with him?
Sure.
Critical fail.
Oh yeah, you have.
He's gonna kill us
Yeah.
all! Stop him!
You saw a lot of magic being used in that room. A lot of it you'd never seen before.
Uh, I mean, I guess I would say. Shit, I don't know what I would say. I mean, he put his bow away, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he put his,
I've calmed down.
he's calmed down, but understandably he was shaken and like fight or flight mode went off, especially with how many years he spent in hell.
What happened? Are you hurt?
Guys,
He kind of just like looks at you, like
like,
you can,
look at you expectantly.
yeah, like he can't speak. He looks at you just like with a kind of a curious look on his face, almost like you're talking to a child.
Rog, I don't know what this is. The magician must have done something to him.
Lazarus, is there another spell you could try?
He was not like this during our combat.
I could try the restoration spell again, but if I do that, your friend may have to wait till tomorrow to be revived.
Would that impede anything in that regard?
No. I believe for the spell I'd need to use on him, it would take 10 days before it would be moot for me to try.
I think we should just try to fix Mordai now then. If we can revive Trevok tomorrow.
Mordai, will you come with us?
I'll just like sort of bow my head a bit and continue to just look at you, Rog, expectantly.
I mean, he's alive. Trevok is not doing as well.
To say the least.
Just a little bit.
Trevok is also less violent than this one, as far as I know. I mean, I can try it on this one again, if you would like.
Do you know? Are you just commenting on the fact that he immediately shot at me?
Yeah, that's why I'm calling this one violent.
Okay.
Like, Trevok's not going anywhere.
Okay.
He's dead. This guy's kind of nuts.
I'm trying to decipher if you just like are trying to say that you've been briefed on us, but no one told us that you have been.
Dead people don't fight
He
back.
has no idea about anything about any of you.
It's up to you, Rog.
Up to me? You're the leader. I got us into this mess. I don't think I should be making any decisions here.
Randy's like, as the leader, I defer to your judgment on this.
To be fair,
Delegating.
I shot first, but I also surrendered first. But then you shot first, but then I surrendered second.
Let's not argue about who killed who.
It's not important.
I do feel a greater need to. I feel more responsibility to Mordai than I do to Trevok as well. We just have to make sure that we, I don't know, secure Trevok's body, maybe from the huntsman's or something. I would hate for something to, and many things can happen over the course of a day.
With Trevok, I can preserve his body, so we would be able to wait longer if need be.
Well, I think that we'll be able to do it tomorrow if we had to wait a day. I just want to make sure. Lots of crazy things happen in this city, as you might know. So I just want to make sure that the opportunity is not lost in merely one day.
Mordai, would you be okay waiting a day?
I tilt my head.
He doesn't appear to understand.
He doesn't understand the concept of time.
If you could keep him calm enough for me to cast the spell, I would gladly do it.
Well, if he's not calm, I can restrain him.
Hold person.
Or
anything that requires a charisma or intelligence save.
Telekinesis.
I mean, I was just thinking calm emotions.
Yeah, I got calm emotions on the hip.
I was going to suspend him in the air with telekinesis.
Yeah, that'll surely calm him
stop
down.
him from drawing arrows and shooting at you. Yes, absolutely.
Oh goodness.
Small problems, big solutions.
Overkill. The name of this campaign. Hey, we need to get the dwarves to sell us their farm. Let's light the entire place on fire.
And then murder.
And then kill them all. Session 2. 3 years ago.
We were like, well, help them put the fire out that we just started, and it wasn't going well. So I was like, fuck it, let's just start killing them.
Yeah. It was the second session of the first campaign any of them have ever played, and I was like, it's like late summer, and it's a field of crops, and he lit it on fire, and it quickly got out of control because there was no way to put it out.
It's a field that's ready to harvest.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
shit spreads quick.
Yeah.
I was like, I went slackjaw gigabrain on that one. I was like, They upset the governor, who was like, I needed them to sell me the farm, not burn it down.
You got it at a discount.
Yeah, I was trying to create a diversion, so I lit a small patch of the crops on fire, which then quickly became all of the crops, and the dwarves, who were frantically trying to save their crops, but could see that we were the ones who set them on fire, clearly had to die.
No witnesses.
Lazarus will slowly attempt to approach Mordai. This heavily clothed, 5'9" random stranger you've never seen before is approaching you.
I'll hunker down and back away a little bit, and I'll keep looking back and forth at Arindia and Rog to see what they do. But if
I give a good old.
it's just like timidly hunker down and wait.
Make an insight check against Rog's performance.
Okay.
Rog's performance or my animal handling?
Rog's performance, because Rog was like, it's good. Let him do whatever it is he wants to do to you.
Okay.
Okay. You're like, oh,
okay.
Yeah, thumbs up means good. And so he kind of calms down for a second, and
I will again cast Greater Restoration upon him.
Okay.
Sniff at the dust while you're sprinkling on it and try and lick at it.
They're snorting diamonds, dude.
So, well,
Well, this doesn't
don't
sound
know exactly what
positive.
you're trying to cure. Go ahead and roll a d20. If you roll higher than a 10, you cure the feeble mind. If you roll lower than a 10, you cure his 1 level of exhaustion.
I don't have exhaustion. I had.
Never mind. You had the tireless warrior. So yes, never mind. You're fine. I wanted to just LOL because Greater Restoration cures a point of exhaustion too.
That would be funny, but I think
Yeah,
Feeble
you
Mind
don't
is the
have it.
only valid target right now.
Yeah, you're right. Darn, I wanted it to be a funny moment where he accidentally just cures the exhaustion rather than the feeble mind.
Man, I feel great. Still
They're
can't
like,
talk.
I'm invigorated. Who the fuck are all you? And I can't talk still. But yeah, you feel the fuzziness of your mind just begin to fade away, and your thoughts come back to you, and you're like, that was a weird sensation.
Rog, in India.
Oh, that worked.
Oh, he can speak.
We told you.
Lazarus will take a few steps back.
Trevak.
Yeah, it was
I,
we did do very good.
I do not recognize you.
He will bow and say, I am Lazarus.
I am Mordai. What happened to the wizard?
He defeated us and killed all of the faceless ones except for Jessie. She got very lucky. And he fled.
What happened to me? The last I remember, I was notching another arrow for an attack. Did I hit you or India?
Yeah.
He's used to it.
Was that when he was charmed?
No, he
When he just shot me.
when he dropped out.
Oh.
The
Outside baseball, I am remembering just before I got feeble-minded shooting at the wizard.
Yeah.
I was feeble-minded before I even got petrified.
Did he actually manage to nail you with that arrow? Or in the end?
yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, hit
Okay.
me for 11.
Just like break it off. Like, that later.
I'll walk up to Arindia and give him some cure wounds.
I'm terribly sorry.
It's fine. You were turned to stone.
Add 3 to that, so 12 in total.
Thanks.
Stone. How long?
About a day.
Yeah.
I have been here for a day. And... Oh, Trevak.
Ravok. Oh yeah, he's
Is
not with
not
us.
from here. His body's still here, right?
No, his body's downstairs.
Oh, it did get taken away. Okay.
You just found out that he died.
Okay. Trevak disappeared. I remember him shifting to another dimension. Did he come back?
Another dimension? Fuck. He
Wait.
did not.
He went to it. How do you know that?
I can feel planar shifts.
He's been to a lot of other dimensions, right?
He's also a planar warrior.
Where most of my power comes from is from other realms.
Well, that might actually be good news. It means hopefully he's out there somewhere. All I did was see him disappear.
I actually don't know if I can tell.
Dude.
I can sense the presence of a portal. But I don't know if I can sense where it leads to. Would I be able to attempt a roll to see if I could tell which plane he was shifted to? I could even take it at disadvantage because I was fighting at the time.
I mean,
Or just nah, bro.
You could roll a D100.
Okay.
If you roll 100, you'll know which one he went to.
Nope.
Nope. There's a lot of different planes out there.
What?
So
It's
the chances of you knowing which one he went to are astronomically small.
makes sense. Is perhaps if we could figure out where he went, but it could be anything from a pocket dimension to Fey realms to elemental plane.
Well, as long as he's living,
I'm
I can
picturing him playing with dolphins at the moment.
There's-
I can
mean-
try to uh, communicate with him. I know sometimes it sounds like out of character. Ben, would I know like the intricacies of how sending works? Like, yeah, you can reach people on other planes, but sometimes it doesn't work. Or is it just kind of like I've been using it and Benjamin told me that he wasn't on the same plane, and that would be like the first I knew that that was even possible?
Yeah. You know it's possible to reach across planes
Okay.
now.
Now I know. Okay. So I would say we reached out to Benjamin for guidance, and he had said he wasn't even. I think he said he wasn't here or wasn't around, so it made it seem like maybe he was not on this plane when he responded. So perhaps I can reach out or try to reach out to Dravok and get some information if
this
he's
was
still
true.
living.
That certainly was a try.
Lazarus here says that perhaps tomorrow he'll be able to revive Trevok as well.
I'm glad to see not all was lost. Although I must condemn both of you for your rash actions during those negotiations. I understand as a devil, there were no good outcomes. But sometimes you have to make a deal with the devil and make the best of a new situation.
Well, I now know that Rog would rather die than make that compromise. I did not let him do so. I think luckily, but at the very least, we have no agreement with this wizard. He lives, but so do we. So perhaps we still can defeat him. And we know that he's afraid of the Lich.
Interesting. He does not know the Lich's current condition. I'll look over at our new companion. Are we free to discuss further here? Looking
Oh yeah,
at
we didn't
Rania.
really vet this guy.
Hey, it's Remy said he was fine.
Yeah, I mean, Remy's chill, so
So you would vouch for Remy. Does that mean you would vouch for this one?
can we trust you, Lazarus?
I feel that's more up to you than it is up to me.
Well,
Well, that wasn't a great answer.
Well, you've already done us a great service in returning Mordai back to, call it, fighting shape. He was. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, perhaps some rest would do us all some good. I'm still feeling a bit stiff.
He was called for by Remy when we discussed our current plight, and interestingly enough, Remy had said that, and we haven't gotten a chance to talk about it, Lazarus, but Remy had said that you were found in the city as a reborn when he and his other reborn arrived and started setting up a what's the word? Presence. Do you know anything about how you came to be what would have been one of the Lich's undead in the city?
I remember being. Let me actually find my backstory so I get this right.
Because yeah, Mordai, he said that he was here as a reborn when the other reborn arrived, so he was not brought from Vilgan.
I was in a caravan on its way to Walden after hearing of the undead threat coming from Everson. And then on the road, I ran into the Inquisition, and they did things to me and left me dead. And I was brought back and released like most of the other reborn.
Who brought you back? The Lich King?
As far as I'm aware, yes.
Better not be the Dark Wizard again.
He would have had to have been.
I have no knowledge of the Dark Wizard.
You were on the road between Sevicern and Walden?
Yes, I was on my way to. I was on my way to Walden. Yes,
From Sevicern, fleeing.
I just joined the clan.
So
I'm one of the clergy of the Dawn Father from Sevicern. And we were on our way to Walden when we were set upon by the Inquisition.
So, if you had a run-in with Inquisition, it's safe to assume you are not human.
Correct. I was an elf before becoming reborn.
I'm somewhat unfamiliar with the Reborn. Is it undead of sorts?
I'm in between life and death now.
Interesting. But you have your own free will.
Yes. Unlike most undead that are brought back, that my will is my own.
Do we know if the Lich King's current condition is perhaps tied to him being freed? Was the Reborn being freed?
So I believe the Reborn were freed when the Lich King was temporarily defeated after Sevicern.
Yeah, he released his hold on the undead that he controlled when he was betrayed by the king. And those of the undead that still had the strongest wills and the strongest minds remembered a part of themselves and became the reborn, while the rest of them just became mindless thralls that attacked anything. And so they had a bloody battle to retake Vilgan, and that's where the reborn came from. They're basically the Lich King's created race of people.
So this would have been. He would have been turned while Miscus was making his way from Walden to Sevicern
Yes.
to save the day.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now the timeline is making sense. You said you left Sevicern prior to the conflict?
Yes, we were on our way to Walden.
When the conflict in Sevicern happened?
Yes, he had joined a caravan on its way to Walden after hearing of the undead threat coming for Sevicern.
From Vilgan. Okay, and sorry, you said that. My bad.
Zach wanted his backstory to be specific, and I had to figure out a way to make it work. So that's why he's not entirely positive on his backstory.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm giving you the correct information instead of just pulling shit out my ass.
But yes, the caravan was coming from Sevicern to Walden after the undead army was approaching Sevicern, and they ran across the Inquisition army that was headed north on the road, and they did some terrible things.
And killed them, and then the king resurrected them.
Yep, they were resurrected.
Yeah. And you said you don't remember these terrible things, or you do remember these terrible things?
I do remember how I died, yes.
Did it seem like you were being experimented on? Or you were just brutally treated?
It was sick kicks for the Inquisition, it seemed.
Well, that rules out the Dark Wizard, I think.
He'll go, they did many things, and he's not going to show like his whole face, but he'll show one of his ears, and it used to be a nice long pointy ear, but it has been cut. They took many trophies from us.
Because they're
Sick
racist.
bastards.
I suppose that's easy enough to trust you. And trust goes both ways. I am Mordai. I have spent most of the last decade in other realms hunting demons. I was brought here by an archangel whom my companions served to help aid in an interplanar invasion of this realm.
What's up? My name's Jared. I'm 19, and I never fucking learned how to read.
Are you Jared from Subway?
Oh,
Keep
God,
them away
no.
from the younglings.
Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no!
But,
He used his sword differently than Anakin.
oh God, I thought we were done with it.
Sorry, I couldn't help.
So did the young ones.
Stop it! Oh my goodness.
Not great to make pedophile jokes on a stream, no matter how small the stream is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get freaking
Pedophiles.
Kyle's channel canceled.
Ban and ban.
Oh no,
The random person who watches this just
Have to
3
see
years
you
from
for
now.
Twitch cop.
I'll have to rebuild those all 36 followers I have. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh no!
So are we talking about pedophiles?
Don't worry about it. Do not worry about it. We're not bringing it back up again.
All right.
Stop it. Bad.
Fair enough.
Because we're a bunch of degenerates, Kyle.
That's it's for damn sure.
I was quoting a Vine, and it spun out of control.
It did.
Quoting a Vine. What is this? 2016?
I wish, dude.
Yeah, it's TikTok now. Get with the times.
Ugh. Ugh.
But perhaps we should leave the tower. Too many bad memories here.
They're not the best.
I think that's a good idea.
We should check on Jesse. Mordai, we stabilized Jesse We stabilized the faceless one that we spoke to in the hallway before entering the chamber. He killed all others.
That I find rather interesting. I would have expected Jesse to be at least the only one to die, as an example to the rest, as Jesse aided us.
Well, he tried to kill her. He just managed to. It seemed like he crushed all of their masks. He crushed all of their heads and their masks, and it seems that she lost about half of her skull, but lived.
She may count herself lucky then.
We hope to try to assist her, but from what we're told, the only help to be found would be in the magic that can be found in the upper city, so it might be some time before we can do so.
Lazarus, have you attempted to tend to Jesse?
I have not. Would I know if I'd be able to help Jesse?
You haven't looked at her.
I would have to see her for myself in order to fully understand.
You were able to cure both the hairs on my mind and my petrification, so I assume you're a talented enough healer.
We can definitely hope.
So this was like as we were walking, like to the elevator.
To the elevator, yeah. And riding the elevator down. And you do walk through the the blood and the brains that are being cleaned up by the huntsman, Mordai. Your first time seeing it.
Such a waste.
Yeah.
And you get down to the bottom and you see Corin, he turns and he sees the elevator comes down and he sees you all walk out and he's like, "Oh. Well, welcome back to the land of the living."
I never left.
You had a vacation.
I suppose that's one way to put it. If the Dark Wizard is so eager to throw away his subordinates, how many does he have, or how easily can he recruit them?
He's got a lot.
So it is a terrifying prospect. But we're lucky to be able to face him just as ourselves. Or by
Yeah.
himself.
Next time, we likely won't be as lucky. Does Corin? You say he has a lot. Do you mean like the thralls that he's acquired, or does he have followers that are not faceless ones, ex-faceless ones?
I have no idea. I just know that the guild has quite a few warriors.
Oh, the faceless ones.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm still very disoriented. What were our next tasks?
Ugh, it's been so long I've fucking forgot.
Well,
We had come here to bring the axe.
to the craftsman's.
Yeah. And we got swept up in this.
And we got
And then
swept
after
up in this.
that, we recruit the craftsmen, then all we would need was the faceless ones, but that's seems to no
That's
longer
a
be
little
in
more
the cards.
difficult.
I don't think they're on the table anymore.
So now we still have a demon lord and a wizard to worry about. And the king.
And the king.
Yeah.
We might want to try and get in contact again with the Lich King, however, to discuss our new information we have about this wizard and his fear of him is very interesting.
Yes.
Maybe he's just not aware of
His current state.
current state.
That would be my best guess. It's one of the only pieces of leverage we still have as our enemies continue to grow in number.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Woo! Go team! A lot to do. Feels like not enough time to do it, and we keep making mistake after mistake, it seems.
Destruction follows us wherever we go.
Let's hope next time we stand near one of the bad guys and it destroys them instead. Yeah?
So if we were to... the craftsmen's are like a 12-hour walk away, right?
Yeah, better part of a whole day.
And we've already come here from Broken Spirits.
Yeah, it's late afternoon already.
So we either have to rest...
Well, okay, it's not 12 hours from where you're at. It's
No.
roughly 8 hours from where you're at.
Oh, okay. But it's still
a ways away.
it's gonna be the whole day.
It's roughly 12 hours away from Broken Spirits to get to the other side of the city.
Shall we go check on the one you called Jesse, see if there's anything I can do there?
Yes, let's do that, and also make sure they don't dispose of Trevok's body.
That would be unfortunate.
And then perhaps we can rest here somewhere. Maybe where we did before the day of the last battle, and in the morning maybe try and revive Trevok and then head to the craftsman's.
Mm-hmm. It's a good plan to me.
Okay. Yeah, you guys head to the medical tents.
Unrelated note, y'all seen these mini Doritos that come in Pringles cans now?
Oh,
What?
Yeah, dude, they're fucking sick. Look at this.
my tiny Dorito! Behold!
They're little...
Tiny
What the
Doritos.
fuck?
Yeah, they're so
They're
good.
they're just the crumbs at the bottom of the Dorito bag.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Which is the
They're in a
best part.
can!
And there's
That-
no air in here. They fill it to the top.
Well, that's good at least.
Blasphemy.
They fill it to the top for now.
I mean, my favorite thing about Doritos is getting the nacho cheese Doritos and then dipping them in nacho cheese sauce.
Mm. I get the spicy nacho dip in ranch.
I'm a Cool Ranch Dorito guy.
Anyways,
I'm with you there.
I want
on that
Doritos.
one.
Now I want Doritos.
So medical tents.
Yep.
I would start looking and asking where our two people are.
Well, you find like the mortician, lack of a better word. And he's like, yes, your friend's body has been set aside. If you would like him, take him with you.
We just
Nice.
wanted...
Should I put him in the bag of holding? No, I'm
Do
kidding.
you have facilities to preserve him here for another day or two?
Probably. I think most of the bodies are going to be carried off to be buried tomorrow.
At least overnight. We plan to hopefully do something tomorrow.
Would it be helpful if I wrote a note and stuck it on the body?
Yeah, you have told me, and I am in charge. So
Okay.
of these bodies. So I believe that should suffice. I will let them know that your friend is not to be moved until
Alright.
you take him to wherever it is you wish to take him for his final resting place.
Exactly. That is exactly what we're doing.
He appreciates that.
See you in the
Of course.
morning.
And you go back to like the trauma tent where you took Jesse to begin with, and the one of the like minor clerics there's like he recognizes you guys and he's like, oh, yeah, we took she was transferred to um one of our we turned one of the um for lack of a better word, brothels into a sort of hospital, and she was taken there to be more comfortable.
That seems.
There's nothing more that we can do for her. Her wounds have been healed, but the regenerative magic needed to heal her mind, her brain, and her skull is beyond our purview. We can keep her comfortable and keep her out of pain, but we cannot restore her to her former self.
Where could we find her?
He tells you what building to look for.
Onward.
Go to the building.
Because I don't have them all individually named.
Oh, you don't have every building in the city labeled?
Mm-mm.
Oh, kind of map T&D GM is.
Where are
You
This
guys
is-
don't ask the names of the places you go 3/4 of the time anyway.
where are the street names, Ben? I need cross streets.
Yeah, I'm gonna build a whole infrastructure for you guys never to ask questions about them. What street am I on? Bob.
Bob.
Bob Street.
This is South Bob. East Bob.
You can't name a
North.
planet Bob.
First Bob, second Bob, third Bob.
North Larry.
I think it was second is the most used street name. First is the second, and then like Main Street, and like it was insane.
Yeah,
I
because I
would've
think
thought Main
a lot
Street
of
was
a lot of
first.
places do Main Street and then Second Street, which is why Second would be the
Yeah.
most
That makes sense.
over First Street. Anyway, you guys head
That
to
was city
the
planning.
pseudo triage hospital that they've set up in one of the brothels, since they aren't running right now.
It's a hospital.
That was terrible, and you should feel ashamed.
This place seems unsanitary.
They are not. They are very sanitary.
They're not unsanitary, they're very sanitary.
Yes.
Prostitutes keep it clean, Mordai. Jeez, get with the times. Come on.
I don't know if you've noticed, but if you look at the map, everything else in the lower city is like dark and brown and untaken care of, and the red light district is pristine. Everything here is better. It might be the red light district, but there's people that live here. The Huntsman's Guild takes care of this whole territory. I guess you weren't here when I first explained when they got here, but it's a lot nicer than the rest of the lower city.
Yeah, and
So
some
yes,
of the
it's quite clean. You slept in a brothel, and it was clean.
Yeah, but I didn't have open wounds next to expelled bodily fluids.
They clean the sheets. What are you talking about?
Open wounds next to open wounds, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh my
All right.
yeah, they're
Terrible
Ew.
people.
actively blinking right next to the dying patients.
Could you keep your dying down? It's killing the mood here.
Let's go find Jesse.
You walk in and they're like, can we help you?
We're looking for a girl with half a head.
Oh, yes, that one. Come with me, please. And he leads you to one of the rooms, and it's a bed, and she's laying in the bed.
And she's, I'm assuming comatose for the most part, alive, but
She's asleep right now.
okay.
He's like, we're keeping her asleep, so hopefully to preserve her mind for as long as we can. I was told that you may be seeking an avenue to restore her to her former self, which is beyond the magic of any of us here.
I would very much like to do so, but we'll see how challenging that may come to be. So, Lazarus, this is the person we have come to see.
I will see what I can do. I will walk up to Jessie and see what's going on with her fucked upness.
Okay, make a medicine check.
Yay!
Well, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that she's missing half of her head. Her from like here cut to about here has been crumpled, and they can't remove the metal um of the mask that has now like fused to her head, but also crushed her skull and her brain on that side. It's pretty gnarly. Just your basic knowledge of biology is half her brain has been destroyed and half her skull. So you would need
to
anything
remove
short
the
of
mask somehow, and then
anything
probably
short of the
regeneration.
regenerate spell. Yeah, anything short of the regenerate spell won't do anything here. Which is a 7th level spell that you don't have.
I don't have access to that kind of healing. I
Yeah.
know what she needs, but I'm not quite powerful enough to save this one.
We appreciate
You need
but
someone who can cast the regenerate spell. It's the only way to fix this damage.
Well, she's honestly only been a nuisance to Rog and I for months, if not years now. But she did at least have the same goal, it would seem, as we did when it came to the wizards. So, I don't know.
she aided us, and our failure cost her her face and perhaps many of her friends.
I am responsible for this. So I would like to do anything to set it right.
But based on Lazarus's knowledge, you do know that you can fix it. It's just beyond his ability.
What are you anyway? Some sort of cleric?
He's a level 11
I-
cleric. You need to be level 13.
I am a clergyman of the Dawn Father.
I see.
Level 13 is when you get 7th level spells.
As we step back out of the medical or the brothel.
Hospital.
Hospital.
The broth spittle.
Oh my god.
So Lazarus, I suppose we haven't really asked your plans for the future. It seems we are short a few companions and continue to need help and allies. You're a very talented healer, and while danger does seem to follow us everywhere, would you be willing to aid us?
I see no reason not to. I believe I was spared to help the heroes of this realm and do the Dawn Father's will. And this seems to be one of the more direct ways of doing such.
What is the creed of the Dawn Father?
That's a good question that I have no idea.
Make it up. Riff.
Show us that improv. Give us that yes and.
Yeah, I haven't thought that much on the religion part.
The purview of the Dawn Father is to help those in need,
Oh, that's pretty simple.
to
All right.
preserve life.
All right. Classic clerical stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's-
he's the
good.
divine god who wants to help people and help preserve life. His counterpart is like the Wild Mother, who is the goddess of nature and preserving life, but through the nature side of things.
Gotcha.
Two of the main deities that are worshipped in the Empire. Therefore, here.
Nice. Well, we should try and find lodging again somewhere,
Let's go sleep in the brothel.
and then
Let's all go to the movies.
Since I cannot do anything with that one, I should be able to bring back to Rayvok.
Right now? Or
Yes, it would do it today. It would take my last highest level. It's going to take my last highest level spell slot. I'm not used to playing spell slots in the 6th level. I'm used to playing half-casters
I
Or
see.
bards.
or bards.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? I'm kidding.
is this
Nothing.
wait?
It's just like the
Bards are
first few
support
characters
spells.
I've played with Zach. He was a bard.
I like bards.
Well, if we can do it today, I would like to. We owe him that much. We owe him quite a lot more, honestly, but
Shall we
Well,
head?
We are.
I would only be able to do it to raise dead once before I'd have to go and figure out how to get more components for spells.
well, I suppose let's hope I don't get any more of us killed.
It's
I mean,
not.
at least before I can restock.
Wasn't only on you. We all failed.
We had a chance to stop.
I did try.
And I did not.
All right. I guess we could head to back to the coroner and then call it a week.
Yep.
Cool.
That's what I was thinking. Because you're gonna have to go through a whole thing with Treylock and be like, you're alive again.
So you're coming back to the party? Are you mad at me?
Your brother
What's
still.
going
I
on?
don't think he'd be mad at anybody, but he would more or less want to find her more so than have anything to do with the bunch of crazy people that showed up and kind of fucked him over.
He may be interested in if I am trying to communicate with his brother, though. So we'll see how that goes.
You
There
want
you
to see the rest of the world? The rest of the world sucks.
Do you want to see outside your city? Yeah,
Immediate
Oh.
death.
dying
Oh,
and
this place
lost brother.
sucks.
Why did I leave? Why did I come out here?
Hey,
I
you're
thought this was a good idea.
hey, you're dead. Oh, you're alive. Wait, what?
Which is why your guys' argument for the the leader of the city was like, "Hey, yeah, come join our cause." And they're like, it's bad out there.
Yeah. Starting to make
Up there.
sense.
We did expect him to come join us in this on the drop of a hat.
And then you go back and you're like, yeah, we got one of your kids killed and the other one banished somewhere.
Oh, we're not going back. He can go
We're
back
talking to him
himself.
again.
We're not going back. Trayvon can go back to Mavernian if he wants, but we're staying the fuck away from that place. For now.
For now. All right.
Right.
Next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
should be
As
good
far
for
as
me.
I'm aware, I am free next week. Yes.
See a couple of you on Saturday for some more
Yeah.
pirating.
Arr.
Fun.